Back in January, I started keeping track of how many hours I spent crafting and what type of crafting projects I was doing. So now that we're halfway through the year, I thought I would give a little breakdown of what my statistics have looked like. I broke them down into 3 different categories. So I have knitting, crocheting, and sewing projects. And within that, I had 9 knitting projects, 1 crochet project, and 32 different sewing projects that I did throughout the course of this year so far. To break that down further, 14 of my sewing projects were clothing items that I made, 14 were also quilting projects that I worked on, and 4 of them were accessories like bags or pouches that I made. And from January 1st to the end of June, I ended up crafting for 292 hours. And from this graph, you can really see that most of that time was spent on sewing for the 3 different areas that I have here, with sewing garments being the largest area. But I was really surprised with how much time I spent knitting, even though it was a fairly small category within the 3 category branches that I had before. And to break it down even further, I started doing hexagons for a hexagon quilt that I was working on. And so I split that up from the other quilting projects that I did. And I ended up doing 40 hours and 45 minutes of just hexagons, leaving the other 46 hours and 15 minutes for my other quilting projects, which I did not realize I spent so much time just on one project. But it makes sense because hexagons, they're all hand quilted. So that's only gonna grow because I'm not even halfway done with that project. And this is only January to June, so I imagine as time goes on, this list is only going to double in size as I add on new projects and finish up the ones that I haven't completed from before.